This video is number one in a series of 3 videos that are going to explain to you how to use a wonderful application program called Explain Everything. Explain Everything allows you to record anything that you see on your screen of your iPad, also any audio that you include with it. So you can record your voice as well as anything you are doing on the iPad itself. This is a wonderful tool that can help you to present information to your teachers, to your classmates, to show that you know how to do something. It can also be used as a presentation tool. The first thing I want to direct you to is the upper right-hand corner. There is a Help button. Now the Help button in Explain Everything is very, very useful. I'm going to scroll down so you can see that it is not very long, but the explanations in this help section are really worth reading. So I would take the 10 minutes it takes to read this. Also know that while you're using Explain Everything, if you forget what a tool does, you can always refer to it. So that can be found in the upper right-hand corner of the Help, in Explain Everything, and the Help button. So the first thing I'm going to do is to click on a new project. I'm going to create a blank project. And in this video, I want to just go through the tools. If we start up in the upper left-hand corner, you see that there's this plus icon, and what that does is to add a page. You might be able to notice that when I did that, my slide went from 1 to 2. So if I do that again, if I click up here, watch, and you will see that another slide is there. Now there's nothing on any of my slides, but I do have a slide there. Okay, so the next button here is your slide sorter. And the slide sorter just shows you the view of all of your slides. So I have 3 blank slides, one has the arrow on it. And then I have what's called the pen. If I click and hold on the pen, I can change the color of the pen, the thickness of the pen, and the transparency. So I can go ahead and write something then with blue. All right, and that is the pen. The next icon is what's called a laser, and if I click and hold, I have several choices here. For example, I can use this green arrow, and that green arrow is just floating along and sort of animating what I might be showing to my audience. This next icon is a shape and line icon, and you have circles, squares, stars, or arrows like I'm using right now, and then lines. And when you draw these, you can select the color of the line itself and then the outline of the color. So if I would use this line, you could see that I had an outline that was different than the actual color of the line. I can move it, drag it, whatever I'd like to do. You have a text box. Again, if you click and hold, you have the different fonts and the different colors, the different sizes. Pretty evident. You also have an insert button. This insert button or icon allows you to bring in pictures from your photo roll. So I can go ahead and grab a picture here, anything that I want. Let's grab this image. And I now have an image in my picture. But it also allows you to bring in many other things. And I'm not going to go over that in these introductory movies, but you can bring in from Dropbox PowerPoints, keynote presentation. You can go to a web browser and you can record and maneuver through the web page to demonstrate or to illustrate information to your audience. So basically those are the tools, the basic tools that you're going to use. Now what I'm going to do is to go to my home. In the bottom right hand corner there's a picture of a house, and it says, well gee, you've been working on this project, you want to save it? And I'm just going to say no, because I don't want any of that. And what I will do now is to actually start a project. So when I start this project, I am going to go to my blank slide and I'm going to prepare it. So for this particular thing, I need to have several pictures that I've stored in my picture roll. Now this picture I'm going to edit. I'm going to crop it because I don't want everything. I just want to have, let's do that. So what I want is just the pictures. Let's try this again, crop. Just this part of the map. I don't want what's in that white section. So I crop, I say done, and there is the map that I need. I actually am going to insert another image as well. I'm going to grab this one, and I don't need to crop that, so I'll just put this in here as well. Now I can enlarge these, make them as big as I want, and I now want to add a little text here. This is my first slide, so I should have some text. We're going to call this Waldo's Adventures. Okay, and once I've done that, I can select center, I can click the green button and it actually pastes it down, but I can always stretch it, turn it, I can do whatever it is that I'd like to do with that text by pinching with my fingers. All right, so now I'm ready to actually record. So to record, what I'm going to do is to click on the little red button that's down below. Let's talk about Waldo's most recent adventures. As many of you know, Waldo comes from the great state of California. More specifically, Waldo lives in Palo Alto, which is just north of San Jose, and it is just south of San Francisco. So Waldo lives right here in Palo Alto. The yellow button allows me to pause my recording. So now I have my one slide recorded and I'm ready to move on to my next slide. And I'm going to stop us here and we will continue this in our next video.